Hey, what's up, everybody? How you doing? How you doing? How you doing? How you doing? My name's Tanner. Welcome back to the Horrorable Show. I hope you're doing amazing. I hope you're having a great day. I'm gonna try to get right into it. I was gonna try to wrap up the 31 Days of Horror. I was gonna try to do like a weekly thing, but that's not my life right now. The Horrible Show, and it totally sucks. So what I got here, I got my letterbox pulled up. Before I get into that, how are you guys doing? What you guys been watching? How has your October been? I really missed you. Can't even remember what my last video was, but I hope you're doing good. And I hope you enjoyed it, whatever it was. I'll probably have it linked somewhere. Yeah, so let's go right here. I got 2022's Smile. And let me tell you, I am such a basic biatch when it comes to my horror movies. I loved Smile. I don't know about you. I don't know if you've seen it yet. I thought the jump scares were good and effective. I like that they actively go out and try to frighten you. Yeah, I think I gave it a 7. Yeah, so I highly recommend that one. If you got time, I don't know if it's still playing in theaters. If you got time to go out, go check out Smile. And here I got the new Hellraiser. I have logged twice because I fell asleep at the end of the first time. I thought the new Hellraiser was okay. I thought it did its job. The only thing I was looking more for is that it was kind of just a rich guy. Maybe I already talked about this, and if I did, I apologize. It was kind of just a rich guy trying to find the next level of sensation. Is that the right term that you would use for it? Instead of like Frank from the original Hellraiser, like you felt like this motherfucker, he did everything sexually. He committed so much sin that he had to find the next level and seek out the box and the Cenobites. Yeah, so I probably did talk about that. Fright Night. What a freaking amazing vampire movie. The new 4K that came out, highly recommend. Might be, when it comes to all my releases that I picked up this year, it might be like the quintessential release of Fright Night. I believe everybody should have that in their collection. Right now, I don't know if it's just a steelbook that you can buy, but go, especially if you can find it on sale, go pick up a copy of Fright Night. It's great. It's like, sometimes it's my favorite vampire movie. Sometimes it's From Dusk Till Dawn. Sometimes it's Fright Night. Killer Party. So I picked up a Warner Archive copy of Killer Party. It was okay. It was a first time watch for me. I know a lot of people feel pretty sentimental about this movie, have a lot of nostalgia. For me, I just thought it was all right. Definitely watchable. Definitely not one of the worst movies I've seen. If you can pick up the Scream Factory copy of it pretty cheap, I still recommend it. Yeah, I'm having a hard time thinking of thoughts. Having just a hard time with thoughts on it. So that kind of tells you a little bit. For me, I don't think it was anything new or anything special, but not bad. Not a bad experience. Halloween Ends. And then I watched Return of the Living Dead. Halloween Ends. If you liked it, man, I love you. If you didn't like it, I love you. I hope you got something out of it. I give it 2 stars out of 5. Return of the Living Dead. Man, I freaking love Return of the Living Dead. So good. I watched Dawn of the Dead again recently. I went to the theater actually today. Saw that Joker in 3D, and it was so cool.
Wake up, sucker.
But sometimes I feel like Return of the Living Dead. Dawn of the Dead is my favorite movie, but Return of the Living Dead is an easier recommend to people. Because it really keeps all of its charm. Just the acting is so hammy. And the characters, especially at the beginning, where he's like, oh, the corpses, It's so good. It's so funny. All right, here are some watches from the Rotted Reviews Patreon 24-hour marathon. Some of these I was fading in and out, so I didn't put them on my Letterboxd, but there was a bunch of movies that we watched. So first one, Hocus Pocus 2. I wasn't mad at this. I gave this one 3 stars. Man, it was just funny to see the three returning characters, the witches, just chew up all the scenery and just really go for it. And I thought it was a better time than I was expecting, so I have to give them credit. Definitely, even though I think Sarah Jessica Parker, I think she's a lovely woman, but I do think they gave her some eyeliner and she was kind of rocking the Dee Snider look, which was, there's nothing wrong with that. She's a lovely person. But yeah, definitely was feeling we're not going to take it vibes. Yeah, and the kids in the beginning of the movie, they have kids that are portray the sisters, and man, the kids were even good. The People Under the Stairs, Wes Craven. Man, this movie's got so much subtext. It's got so much cool undertones going on, and really, you can't even call them undertones because they're really at the surface. But man, People Under the Stairs. If you have not seen this Wes Craven film, if you like Scream, if you like A Nightmare on Elm Street, I definitely recommend this movie. I think the acting is very, very good for some people would call it a B movie, but I think it's an A movie in my heart. And then The Burning. So The Burning came out in 1981, and The Burning is a movie that I'm actually pretty familiar with. I think it gets I think it gets forgotten. I think there's been a sort of resurgence for The Burning because it's special effects by Tom Savini, because it is like almost a quintessential camp. There's so many camp themed. You got Sleepaway Camp, you got Friday the 13th, you got Just Before Dawn, which is like an outdoorsy, campy type slasher movie. So I think this one kind of gets lost in the sauce, but it's been kind of resurging for being the best of its kind. Some people prefer it over the first couple Friday the 13th. I do not. I love the Friday the 13th movies. And the older I get, the less I see people like the Friday the 13th movies. I love them, man. But I'm easy, and my taste is terrible. But The Burning, in second, I think it gets a little beat up because it's like the brainchild of the Weinsteins and Harvey Weinstein. I know a lot of people, some people don't even know that, but some people have a hard time with that nowadays. But man, him. Yeah. I like The Burning. So, yeah. So, I still watch it. So, and I also watched, man, this might be the highlight, I've watched so many good ones this month. Deadstream on Shudder. God dang, this was fun. I don't know why I'm editing myself now. This one was fun, man. Deadstream. It was like it's like a YouTuber goes into this haunted house, and then it feels like almost something that's in the spirit of Evil Dead. Kind of this whole deck of cards starts to stack up, and then it gets pretty nutty, and it's really silly. It's really fun. Maybe the most fun I've had with a new movie, other than Smile. Man, it was energetic and fun, and it didn't overstay its welcome. This thing was like 89 minutes, if I can remember, and I'll get to overstaying its welcome with another movie. The next first watch was David Lynch's Lost Highway. Man, this one was moody. I really thought the performances were great. I thought the direction was amazing. It kept me guessing. And it really, some movies like, what's The Machinist? Some movies will it'll envelop you with the camera work and the soundtrack. It envelops you in this mood, in this feeling, and it's not quite being depressed. It's not quite, it's like an overload of stimuli. You just get all this fucking stimuli in your brain. And man, Lost Highway did that to me. I thought, not Roseanne Arquette. Was it Patricia Arquette? I thought she was, oh my God, Put a Baby in Me. Jesus Christ, she was amazing in this. Yeah, and Bill Pullman. Bill Pullman's always nice. He'll always be Independence Day for me. But man, yeah, I really recommend this one. I liked diving a little bit deeper David Lynch catalog. So that was good time. I'm glad that I watched it. And then of course I watched Halloween 3, Season of the Witch. So that made me feel all warm and tingly inside. Tom Atkins not caring about his kids. I think that's the big joke. Just Tom Atkins not caring about his kids or his ex-wife, and just going to drink beer and going to the mask companies in small towns and just not giving a absolutely hilarious Tom Atkins. Great double bill if you can watch Night of the Creeps. And then it comes to, I finally got a chance to see Terrifier 2. And let me tell you, there's a lot of memes going around that Art saved this October this year because Halloween ends. People didn't care for that. And he kind of did. Art kind of saved Halloween in the States a little bit. I know a lot of people are still having a hard time watching Terrifier 2. It's not quite out. I know people in Australia, some people in Eastern Europe are having a hard time. This one is actually a European Blu-ray, but still, it doesn't negate the fact that they're still having trouble. I loved it. I really did. My only complaints with Terrifier 2 is that it could have used a way better edit. They could have wrapped it up in it could have been 100 minutes, 110 minutes, and it's really it's 2 hours and 20 minutes. I really think they really could have cleaned it up a little bit. But as for the content, content wise, it just feels like it's like right now that it's a director's cut, that the director was like, man, let's throw it all in. And I know this movie was crowdfunded too, for the most part. So I understand why he didn't, or he threw everything in the edit. It was like, here, you guys, this is for you. You get absolutely everything that we shot. Love it, hate it. It's for you. You made it, this is your work as much as my work. So he just kind of threw everything with into the kitchen sink with it, as they say. And then I watched Just Before Dawn. I thought this one was it was a standard slasher. Some dude gets stabbed in his manly bits in the very beginning. That was pretty intense. I thought that was kind of made me cringe a little bit. You don't see that every day. Don't wish that on anybody. Really don't. Yeah, pretty intense. I still got a couple more days. Oh, let me include Dawn of the Dead.
Wake up, sucker.
I went to go see Dawn of the Dead in 3D, which was a little strange. The 3D part was a little strange, but it was pretty amazing to see it on the big screen. It was me and 4 other people, and I was definitely the youngest person there, which doesn't happen a lot to me these days. Yeah. Yeah, so if I'm going to be douchey and going to be a complainer, the only thing I don't know what they did to the soundtrack. I don't know what mix they used, because I was looking at the credits, so probably 2008, 2009 got that Blu-ray release, right? And then probably had that soundtrack mix on there. Probably it's like a 5.1. And then this one looks like it was made in 2013. It was all made into 3D. So it looked like it was a pretty older release. That's what the copyright said on it. And then, of course, a couple years ago, Second Sight did its 4K scan, and they did all their soundtrack stuff. So I don't know. It was too dynamic for me. The soundtrack was too dynamic. I'll take a stereo mix. It's just some parts were a little too quiet. Sometimes they hid the goblin a little bit. I thought the library tracks, I don't want to call them public domain, but the easier tracks, the swelling soundtrack of something that you would have heard like a symphony, a lot of stuff that was used in Night of the Living Dead, the library tracks. Man, those were great volume. It was swelling, really good, really got you there. But some of the Goblin soundtrack was too low in the mix. Bro, I would have had that like a concert. That's what I want to see. If you got a movie that has such iconic soundtrack to it, have it like a rock concert in that freaking movie theater. But that's me, that's me complaining because it's my favorite movie. So that's probably just me bitching about it. But yeah, it was a lot of fun. I got to see Dawn of the Dead on the big screen, and I can't beat it. I shouldn't be complaining. It was a lot of fun. I think the people there had a lot of fun with it too. Yeah, good times. You guys, thank you so much. Hopefully I wasn't too rambly. I love you. I miss you. Until next time, tell people you love them, give people hugs. Don't be horrible like Gus, you know? Thanks.
Wake up, sucker.
Let's go.